cheering you as you make progress along the way. We congratulate and appreciate all the inductees as you have chosen to be our next generation of professional nurses, who will continue to promote and maintain excellence in nursing education and practice. Thank you and stay blessed.
Thank you. Thank you. That was the head of the Department of Nursing, Dr. Ugi. Thank you very much. And of course, we heard her addressing us and informing us of the critical role the department played in modeling and building the people we are seeing this morning who will be inducted. Please, a round of applause once again for her. May I inform us that seated here this morning is someone that will be performing a very critical role at the appointed time, and that is Elder Dr. Mrs. Charity. Please, a round of applause for her. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Christiana Ijegede, thank you very much. Thank you. She will be performing the critical role of advising the inductees. At this juncture, it's my responsibility to invite for his remark the Dean of the School of Basic Medical Sciences, Professor Sunday Josiah. Please, a round of applause for him as he comes. The Vice Chancellor and Chairman of today's occasion, Professor Lawrence Ikechukwu Ezmoye, PhD, FAS, ably represented by the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Professor Ralph Adege, Deputy Vice Chancellor and Chief Medical Director, Professor Godwin Nosakere Bazwaye, representative of the Secretary General and Registrar of Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria, Mr. Adamu Aliu, the guest lecturer, Professor Mary Achin Bekem, all other protocols appropriately observed. The reason for which we are gathered here today is one of the most significant outings in any higher institution of learning. Venture to weather the storm of the rigorous academic exercise, and of course, another thing, nursing, it is a more fulfilling aspiration to see oneself, ward or children being paraded for an auspicious occasion of induction as we are doing today. Hence, it is with deep sense of satisfaction and fulfillment that I welcome the retinue of parents, guardians, and faculty members of the College of Health Sciences, and particularly the staff of the School of Basic Medical Sciences, Igbinedion University, Okada, to this august occasion of induction of graduate nursing training. Nursing as a profession is a strong pillar of the healthcare system as the physicians, following the unparalleled roles they play in healthcare delivery. The demand for nurses is as high, if not higher than the demand for physicians globally. The situation is perhaps worse. This situation is perhaps worse in brain-drain havens like Nigeria. This is why I extol the unflinching support of the management team, headed by the distinguished professor of note, who has craved a noteworthy niche for himself in various areas of endeavor, typical of an academia, research, administration, scholarship, and so on, and still presently blazing the trail in Igbinedion in the School of Basic Medical Sciences. His passion to ensure excellence in this citadel of learning, and particularly the actualization of the vision and mission statement of the Honorable Chancellor emphasized. The Vice Chancellor continues to lay a solid rock for the ease of teaching, research, and learning in this institution across the faculties to which we, at the School of Basic Medical Sciences, can attest. Professor Lawrence Chukwu Izumwe, we thank you. I also laud the proficiency of the Provost of the College of Health Sciences for upholding the tenets of discipline and sound academic transactions within the college. Many thanks to our Chief Medical Director for providing opportunity for part of the clinical training in Igbinida University Teaching Hospital, Okada. These students have been considered worthy in character and in learning. They have been fortified with the requisite skill. As we present you for induction into the profession of nursing today, we enjoin you to be steadfast, disciplined, proactive, and focused in the discharge of your duty in order to help the world become a better place for us all to thrive. Congratulations to the parents, congratulations to the inductees, and congratulations to Igbinida University of Okada. Thank you.
That was the Dean of the School of Basic Medical Sciences, Professor Sunday Josiah, making that very, very important remark. Please, let's put our hands together once again for him. Thank you. We will yet listen to another very important remark, and that will be by the Provost of the College of Health Sciences, Professor Jacob Unuigwe. Thank you, sir.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Such a pleasure standing here in front of you all, looking at our hitherto students who have now become dignified nurses in the profession. It's always my pleasure standing here before this gathering. Every year, year in, year out, I see a group of new graduates getting enrolled in their professions. And this is not the first time. We are ever so happy to see new faces joining the world outside there from this university. I want to recognize, well, I should start by following protocol. Chancellor represented by BBC, Professor Dewey, all other protocols duly observed. I want to stand on that protocol as I address you. We appreciate you all for the role you've played in making sure that these young graduates are here today to celebrate. I will start with the university management. We have an excellent set of individuals who work day in, day out to make sure this university keeps running in an excellent fashion. And this is why we are here today, to see the result of their efforts. So management, we are grateful to you. We thank the teachers, not just in the College of Health Sciences, but other teachers in the university who have joined us in teaching these young nurses who have now who are about to become professionals. That includes staff from the university, from basic sciences through other colleges, pharmacy, Department of Medical Lab Sciences, as they join the University Teaching Hospital, and clinical staff in making sure that you are taught the appropriate way, so that when you join the world outside there, you represent us in the excellent way that we desire. So we thank you all. I have to recognize the role of parents who have taken up the role of making sure they face the financial turbulence to make sure that these children, They are no longer children, I'm sorry. These adults have been brought up to this level where they now face the outside world as professional nurses. We thank you very much, parents, and we appreciate your role. We also recognize the world outside there that you are about to join. There are some of your predecessors who are making waves, not just in this country, but outside. The nursing profession has become something else in the last few years, even before COVID. Long before COVID, Nigerians had made their mark in the world outside. If you go to Britain now, you hardly see Black nurses in many of the hospitals who are outside from any other country other than Nigeria and Ghana, maybe Kenya. And sometimes I wonder when I go around the wards, what's happening? It is good news for the individuals, but very bad news for this country. Because the last 2 months I was in Britain, I went around some of the hospitals. Everywhere I went to, I saw Nigerians, as if they have no homes. But we understand the reason, because there is that thing that attracts everybody. You want sustenance, safety for your family. And so you are about to join that outside world. I hope this country improves soonest so that you don't all have to run away. But if you must go, be aware of the fact that whether it's United States or Britain or other parts of Europe, they want Nigerian nurses all the time. So I don't know if I should congratulate you or actually feel sorry for this country for what is happening. But for you, congratulations. If I'm allowed to talk anymore, I'll probably waste too much of your time, but I will end by thanking our registrar, Dr. Farouk Abubakar, represented by Mr. Adamu Aliu. I got to know him this morning, and he looks indeed like the registrar, and is playing a noble role this morning. Last but not the least, Thomas Beckham. I also met her this morning. She's such a pleasant lady, isn't she? She went to University of Ibadan, she told me. And I'm ever so proud to present my alma mater colleagues. And she's such a pleasant lady, and you're going to enjoy the pleasantness of her voice and her academic input into this proceeding this morning. And on that note, I want to thank you all for listening to me. And once again, congratulations.
Thank you, Professor Unigbe Jacob, for that very beautiful way you described the graduating students. You described them as dignified nurses who will soon become professionals. Please, let's put our hands together once again for him. Thank you very much. At this juncture, it's my pleasure to invite the Vice Chancellor, Professor Lawrence Ikechukwu-Ezemoye, ably represented by the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Professor Agege, to give the opening address. Thank you, sir.
Please be seated, please. Good morning, everybody. Specifically, the new inductees. IUO, IUO, IUO. Thank you very much. Deputy Vice Chancellor, CMD, IUTH, and other principal officers of the university, Registrar, Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria, Alhaji Farouk Umar Abubakar, ably represented by Mr. Adamu Aliu. The guest speaker, amiable and highly cerebral Professor Mary Achi Ubeka. You are welcome. Provosts, deans, and directors, invited guests and parents, staff and students, esteemed inductees, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great pleasure and gratitude to God that I welcome you all on behalf of the Governing Council, Senate, staff, and students of the university, especially students of the 6th induction and oath-taking ceremony of this great university. I wish to specially welcome the Registrar of the Nursing and Midwifery Council, Alhaji Farouk Abubakar, ably represented by Mr. Adamu Aliyu. We thank you most sincerely for the enduring partnership between IUO and your council. Our distinguished guest speaker for today is Professor Mary Achi Ubeka, a professor of nursing from the University of Calabar. We thank you immensely for graciously accepting our invitation at short notice. The theme of our lecture is University Nursing Education in Nigeria, Opportunities, Challenges, and Future Prospects. Given her pedigree, I have no doubt in my mind that she will do justice to the paper. Igbenedion University, over time, has had a track record of excellence in the nation's educational delivery system, with massive impact both nationally and internationally. All our courses are presently accredited by the National University Commission and the relevant professional bodies. Today, with the support of the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria, we shall be inducting 72 fresh nursing graduates. Let me use this opportunity to appreciate the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria for its commitment and continuous dedication to the training of our nurses that has led to our university turning our graduates nurses on a yearly basis without altering our annual calendar. A nurse is a licensed healthcare professional who practices independently or is supervised by a surgeon, physician, or dentist, and who is skilled in promoting and maintaining health. Nurses play a vital role in healthcare system of any nation. They are part of all aspects of the health system, including birth, wellness, illness, recovery, and even death. There is a popular clip within the medical cycle that says, save one life and you are a hero. Save 100 lives and you are a nurse. It follows that nurses are human heroes. Nursing practice in Nigeria is confronted by various demands, such as increasing numbers of critically ill patients, staff, increasing healthcare expenses, increasing deficits in nursing and nursing education. These challenges have been exacerbated, aggravated anyway, with the advent of COVID-19 pandemic. Rapid response to these varying healthcare demands will mean that nurse educators must regularly assess, appraise, and review education curricula. The operational teaching learning strategies and all programs adopted to prepare new professional nurses to swiftly close up on these gaps. Igbenedion University has in the past few years embraced the use of interprofessional educational model in the training of her students to bridge some of the identified gaps. All our nursing students are well integrated into the use of computers and entrepreneurial studies for the purpose of sustainability in their profession. As you can see, we are ahead in entrepreneurial studies in this country. You know, we have more than 18 programs in entrepreneurs, and I will assure you that these nurses that are graduating today have all gone through those processes. So it's a combination of their training as well as ability to live independently, being an expert in entrepreneurs. Interprofessional educational models have been embraced and incorporated into the educational processes of all IUA students, including the nursing students. The aim is to equip prospective nurses with the critical skills and information required in healthcare system, enhance the use of technology and training that could facilitate handling of medical technologies potently. It is also to foster collaboration among various disciplines along the value chain of the complex healthcare system, which is patient-centered, safeguarding the quality of care, patient safety, and satisfaction in both hospitals and community-based setting. Going forward, IUO is committed to maintaining its lead as a center of excellence for the delivering of world-class education in a highly conducive global environment, inspiring a culture of creativity and innovative experience. Beyond being an inclusive university, we are the vanguard of digital literacy, uniting people of different cultures through knowledge and staff of School of Basic Medical Sciences and Department of Nursing for their resilience, hard work, and dedication to duty as manifested in the event for which we are gathered here today. Finally, I welcome you all once again to this auspicious occasion. I wish you a memorable time out here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You may be seated. Thank you, Vice Chancellor. Thank you very much. Nurses are heroes. They are human heroes. That was how the Vice Chancellor described what is happening here. Thank you, Vice Chancellor. Please a round of applause for him. Just to let this distinguished audience know that the Vice Chancellor has continued to produce and provide astute leadership to men and women in this university. Can we please put a round of applause once again for him? At this juncture, I wish to inform you that the guest lecture program will take off a moment from now, and to handle that responsibility, to read a citation of the guest speaker. I invite the university's orator, Professor George Izebua, to read the citation of the guest lecturer. Thank you very much.
My Vice Chancellors are ably represented by the Deputy Vice Chancellor, our very dear and respected Professor Rafa Dege. Permit me, sir, to adopt the existing protocol well established by, MC. Today, we gathered to hear the citation on Professor Mary Achi Igbeken, PhD, guest speaker on the occasion of oath-taking / induction ceremony of Bachelor of Nursing Science graduates taking place on the 21st of September, 2022. Mr. Chairman, sir, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Professor Mary Archie Igbekam is a product of destiny through and through, who is also marked for greatness, sometimes thereafter, right from the very cradle. Mr. Chairman, sir, Professor Mary Archie Igbekam was born some decades ago into the family of late Pa and Madam Kolumba and Agnes Onabo, both of Egbe Mbube in Ogoja local government area, Cross River State. Arising from the demise of her parents, her uncle, the late Sir Chief Dr. S.J.A. Igbekam, a one-time inspector of education in Old Cross River State, adopted her. Of course, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the young Mary Archie had no option than to go to school. Or how else can one explain that the daughter of an inspector of education is not in school? Indeed, coming from young Mary Archie's background, she was destined to be educated someday. The young Mary has grown to become a woman of beauty and brain. Mr. Chairman, sir, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, also arising from Professor Mary Archie Igbekam background, he is popularly known for her slogan by her student and close associate. And what is this? Your certificate is the only husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend that can never divorce or break your heart. Indeed, only your knowledge cannot divorce or break your heart. Every other thing is secondary. Mr. Chairman, sir, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Professor Mary's educational career started in her village primary school, St. Patrick Primary School, Egbe Mbube, Ogoja, for her first school leaving certificate. Thereafter, she proceeded to the Holy Child Secondary School, Mount Carmel, Ogoja, for her secondary education. Upon completion of her secondary education, she proceeded to the Central School of Nursing and Midwifery, Ogoja, where she underwent basic nursing training and obtained the RON, what that means, registered nursing certificate. She never relented in her academic pursuit as she went ahead for her postgraduate basic midwifery training and got the registered midwife certificate. You are not clapping. After this, she had a couple of years working in the public as a nurse-stroke midwife, but however, she was never satisfied with her quest for knowledge. She applied and got admission into the foremost University of Ibadan, UI, where she obtained her Bachelor of Nursing degree. Yet, not wanting to have a heartbreak, she applied for postgraduate education in nutrition at the same University of Ibadan and got her master's degree in human nutrition. Mary, as she's fondly called by her peers, undertook several trainings while at the University of Ibadan to keep herself abreast with the trends of healthcare delivery. Mr. Chairman, sir, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, although Professor Mary, as she's fondly called, was lecturer in the Department of Nursing Science, University of Calabar, her quest for excellence was not to be deterred. She registered for the PhD program at the Department of Biochemistry, specializing in public health human nutrition at the University of Calabar. Mr. Chairman, sir, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, despite a PhD to Professor Mary's educational bag, she felt not complete without a further feather in her nursing career. To actualize this, she enrolled with Walden University, Minnesota, USA, for her master's degree in nursing, leadership, and management. I tell you today, she also came out in flying colors. Professor Igbekam is a highly respected member of the university community, who has held several positions of service in her department, among which are: one, she was at a time acting head of department from March 2006 to March 2018, member of the postgraduate committee, Faculty of Allied Medical Science from 2017 to 2020, departmental examination officer 2010 to 2014, assistant examination officer 2008 to 2000, and other ad hoc committee in the faculty and university community. The list is endless. Only recently she was on sabbatical, and during her sabbatical she became the head of department of nursing science, Brigham University, Kuru, Nasarawa State, Nigeria. She's a devoted Christian and a mother to many, especially those who are diligent and consistent in their academic pursuit. She has over 50, this will interest you more. She has over 50 published, well-researched journals, both in local and international journals. More interesting is that Professor Mary is a renowned Rotarian. A one-time Rotarian president, one-time ASU Welfare and Financial Secretary, University of Calabar. She loves charity work and giving back to society in any capacity. She's a recipient of numerous awards. Perhaps finally, she's a registered nurse and midwife, nutritionist, who is serving her state and country. Mr. Chairman, sir, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to invite to the podium a professor per excellence, a worthy Rotarian, a mother of those who are diligent and consistent in their academic pursuit, and above all, an academic guru to deliver the guest lecture. Thank you.
I am flattered and humbled. Hello. I need your attention. I have seen you, today is your day, and I see that you are all carried away by the day, but you still need this attention, because as I'm talking, some people are busy talking. You know, as a teacher, you can still look. Hello. I need your attention. It is either now or never, because if you do not get the attention now, you will regret when you get out there, and nobody will be there to correct you again. Mr. Vice Chancellor in absentia, the Deputy Vice Chancellor here present in our midst, the Registrar, the Bossa, the Provost, the Librarian, our Registrar of Nursing and Midwifery Council here represented, other management staff. I also wish to stand on the existing protocol. Good afternoon and welcome to today's induction, the 6th induction. How happy it is that we nurses who were looked down on before are now being celebrated. Can you please clap for yourself? The topic of my presentation has been read out, and it's so easy. What is it? University nursing education, opportunities, challenges, and future prospects. What are your dreams? What have you thought of? When you went to a school of nursing, what did you dream of? How did you regard your teachers when they were talking to you about this profession? What do you feel right now as you're sitting here? And what are you imagining your future to be? I don't know if you ever wrote anything, because when you start any program, you are expected, like I always do to my students, get something that you will look back to in 5 years' time. Write down what your expectations of the future will be and what you think you will do to go through that expectation and complete your
ọmọ ti tó yẹn ìfà tó yẹ kí mo rí ìdààmú kọ́ṣọ́nà àrùn láàárọ̀ yìí mo fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ gba orí ègbú kù láàárọ̀ tí mo bó tún gbé.
All right, I like the interlude. It's good for us, isn't it? Education can be defined as a course of study, is it not? We are looking at general education now. It's a course of study. Because when we are educated, we are not educated in. It is a course of study to acquire a body of knowledge, to enhance one's ability to do a particular job, and oftentimes to earn money. Is it not true? Are we here to go and sleep? All right. And you can see that education is not the learning of facts, but the training of the mind to think. When they say you are educated, it means you can think independently. Your mind has been, tuned in a manner that you can now think. You can now reason for yourself. So we can easily look at the meaning of education as energy. Does it not require energy? Discipline, am I correct? Unity, you don't do it alone. Somebody else will do it with you. You need confidence. You have an aim. You must have an aim to be educated. It requires talent, interest, opportunity, and you network. Does it give you the meaning of education? Are you sure? So many people are looking at their phones when I'm talking to you, especially the inductees. Listen, I am here for you, and I will still discipline you where you are. University education is a liberal education. I was just carried away when the Deputy Vice Chancellor was saying, oh, here you do so many things. There are so many courses on entrepreneur and entrepreneurship. That's the essence of university education. That's why we have left the hospital training. That is why we are now where we can compete favorably with the other disciplines. You are not just confined. They'll say, look at these nurses. Gone are those days. That era is already far gone. Now we look at a lot of other things. We look at what theory are you talking about? Who is a propounder of this model or that model? You are talking now scientifically, and you are now backing it up with your other areas of promoting your skills. We will come to that. So university education is a liberal form of education. It is aimed at the development and refinement of an individual's personality without necessarily an eye to economic advantage. I know of many people who have gone to the university, not because they are looking for a job, but because they want to build their personality. So many of them, the jobs are already there. But if they don't have this background, they won't be able to think. Remember, the essence of university education is to do what? Improve your personality and make you think. University education encompasses various aspects of life to ensure an individual develops physically, mentally, socially, morally, and otherwise. Because this physical, social, mental, and moral development gives you the 4 dimensions of life. University education often adopts adult learning theory. The adult learning theory, helps us to understand that we are unique individuals. We are coming from different backgrounds. We have different ways of learning. And on that note, it helps us utilize the ability to be autonomous and self-directed. You don't have to come. Every time you'll be pushed, you have to go and read. In the university education, nobody is going to push you around. Are you aware of that? Even though in nursing, we still want to make sure we get the right thing. Because if we don't hold you that way, you may derail. Because there are some courses, we do that because we deal with life. So we have to direct you. But generally in the university education, they allow you. You have to think. Even when we are trying to make you be more focused, we still allow you autonomy and self-direction. University education acknowledges previous life experiences, so you can bring your life experiences into learning. It focuses on goals. It provides relevance. If it was not providing relevance, you won't sit here today to be inducted, because it will just allow you to do what you like. It incorporates practical content plus competencies. You know that if you don't have the competence, the university will not accept you. They will not graduate you. So you're on your own. Because if you go out, you drag their name to the board, and no university wants that. So you have to be competent in whatever you are doing. And university education have respect for the individual learner. Now we go to where we are here, why we are here. Nursing. Nursing, according to WHO means World Health Organization, encompasses autonomous and laboratory care of individuals of all ages, families, groups, and communities, sick or well, and in all settings. Nursing is involved with the promotion of health, prevention of illness, and care of ill, disabled, and the dying. You know the beauty of nursing? You are there to receive the new person, the newborn child, and you are there to close the eyes of the one dying. Isn't it noble? So you are there at all stages of life. Nursing requires trained personnel, as we are sitting here today, who can give care and give care confidently. So the trained personnel are known as nurses. So who is a nurse? Let us also define a nurse using our own acronym. You know, that's another way of learning, isn't it? N stands for nurture. Do we not nurture? U stands for universal. Nursing is universal, wherever. That's why our nurses are no longer local, but they are now international. The R stands for responsible trained personnel. If you are not responsible, you cannot manage the other person. The S is for smart. Nurses anthem will tell us how smart nurses are. And the E means they are well educated. Can you please clap for yourself? nurse education. We know, even though we had started nursing, but we didn't train people. You know, just like our history, especially those of us in the Black, caring was just maybe a family member will come, sit. We did not document the act of caring. But we have somebody who felt that it was necessary to train people who will continue to care for people. And that is Florence Nightingale. And she started this when there was Crimean War. Crimea that Putin is now trying to announce, it used to be in Ukraine. So if you have not checked your geography and you've not read your history, please check some of these places. There was war. And so Florence Nightingale, a beautiful English woman, she said she was not going to be married. She wanted to care. So caring is a virtue. Caring is also a vocation. Caring is a call. But you cannot care if you are not educated. We can't say that there are no other people caring for people, isn't it? But they don't have the license. So when we are talking of education, we are referring to you now being licensed to care for other people. Am I communicating? All right. So nurse education is a professional education. It is consciously and systematically planned and implemented through discipline. It aims for harmonious social, emotional, spiritual, and aesthetic power or train. You are socially harmonized. You are spiritually prepared and nurse anybody, be the person a child, be the person an adult, or whatever, whether the person is mentally ill or, old. Nursing has evolved over the years. Nursing that started like a family business, the people would just care, move on, training started coming up. In those days, when our great-grandmothers were calling themselves nurses and they said they were being trained, they would just bring something. What is this? It is a long bone. Clap for her. She has passed the exam. But today, you need to defend that long bone and know the scientific nature of the bone and the functions of this bone. So you are not just talking about the physical appearance of what you're saying. You're also going to scientifically tell us what you think formed the bone and how it is formed and what the bone does to the skeletal system. Nurse education enables the student to render professional care. It ensures nurses have the knowledge and skills that can enable them fit into the healthcare system globally. You heard the provost saying everywhere he went, most of the outside Nigeria, most of the nurses are Nigerians. It's not a lie. But we are training them and we are hungry here. So I am sure we will keep you back. University nursing education. University nursing education in Nigeria started in 1965 with the University of Ibadan starting. And I'm sure their first graduates, then the training was 3 years. Their first graduates would have graduated in 1968. But since that time, university nursing education has been expanding. We're just University of Ibadan, University of Nigeria and Nsukka, and Ife, we have seen that nursing has, enlarged. University of Ibadan then used to train only nurses who have been trained as basic nurse practitioners. But Ife introduced another dimension which has brought you in. They started training people who have just finished from secondary school, who have the requirements. because you have to compete favorably with any other university student. You must have the basic requirement to be in the university. And for us, it has to be a credit in English, a credit in mathematics, a credit in chemistry, a credit in biology, and a credit in mathematics. So many of us out of peer group, we never like mathematics. Am I communicating? But you don't have a choice, because sometimes you need to calculate the drugs you are giving out. And you need to also calculate the drip and the drops that will go in per minute. So you don't have a choice. Nursing education provides a diverse community of scholars, clinicians, and researchers. I don't know how many of you actually did your research work, because we have discovered that most times you go to another university, pick another project there, come and plagiarize and present. And then when you go out and they said, what did you do in your research? I worked on nurse education. And so what was the outcome you'll be looking? In fact, somebody came she wanted to do her postgraduate program. And we said, okay, discuss your project. She couldn't. And we didn't take her. Say, go back. Re-educate yourself, because we can't give you a certificate where you have not qualified. So take note of what you're doing. Nursing education demands rigorous process of training. Am I lying? You are not just being trained in the classroom, you also have to be trained in the clinical area. No holiday for, I don't know what you do. Do you give them holiday? No holiday for any nursing student. No holiday. When others are enjoying their holiday, you are either in the clinical side or doing one thing or the other. It's rigorous. And you think, oh, these people are very wicked. You are only being prepared to get ready. We compare nursing education with the eagle. The eagles soar very high. They go very high up, and they hatch, they lay their eggs up there, and they teach their young ones to fly as well. Once the chick of the eagle is getting ready, the eagle will not allow that chick to just, no more food. They'll allow you to continue flying. I will let you know, I will challenge you to look for information about the eagle. That's how we train nursing students. Although you are young, but we make you become very mature, because you are going to be dealing with so many people. And if you are not mature enough, the people will not begin to deal with you. Do you understand? So it builds advanced, thank you. It builds advanced nursing science in issues of global importance and foster the scholarly practice of nursing. It introduces learning styles that can better provide experiences to efficiently meet student learning needs. Whether we agree or not, the era of insisting that every child must study the same way has passed. Many people do not bother to, take notes in class. Once they are present and they hear, they are good to go. But we as parents and as teachers will begin to make noise. You are not serious. You are not taking notes. People have their different learning styles. And so we must begin to know that people learn differently. Some people prefer to just listen to music and they are good to go. They are learning. Please. University education also allows you to learn at your pace. But just make sure when we give you an exam, you are not cheating. Because if you cheat, we will send you home. Am I correct? And you know that your school fees is not small. Am I correct? Okay. If you like, they have suffered. If you don't support them tomorrow, cost will be on you. University education bet leaders in Educational excellence, your HOD is here. If she was not educated, she will not head the department and she won't be able to control you and teach you what is right or get the people who should teach you what is required. We have leaders in research, leading research, but I feel sad. Like I said, if you go and pick one project somewhere, you won't be able to partake in active research. So we must begin to change our attitude towards research because oftentimes you do the work, some other person come, pick what you have done, they go publish it, and your name remains behind. That era has come to an end today if you didn't know it. Whatever you do, you must document. And when you document, you can publish it because it is only when you publish that you leave your name in the sands of time. Are you aware of that? You did not. Because you did not, now you have known, and so you begin to change your attitude towards yourself and towards others. We have community health. Listen, whether you like it or not, I don't know whether you're going to work in prison or you're going to work in government house, it is a community. And so you must carry knowledge to that community and make sure that whatever you do, let people say, where did she train? Where did he train? The product of Benedict University as what is that your slogan? Authentic, am I correct? So how do we shout it? I-U-O, I-U-O, I-U-O. Let it be so. We have clinical practice. I keep saying, instead of training people who will give you last office, instead of first aid, we better not train. You know what I mean by last office? And you roll the person to the mortuary. God forbid. So you must have the skills, you must have the competence, and you must also have the proficiency to do this. That's what university education does. And that's what we do as nurses. That's why you're sitting here today. Your training should give global impact. I know so many of you are started calling people abroad. You will soon go. There's no problem. I hope you will do your midwifery and other courses so that it won't be a problem. Because when you go out there, it's money, money, money. You won't have time for that thing. So be prepared to, impact the world. Are we together? Are you sure we are together? All right. So now you have come from a university. This authentic university, you are an alumni. And because you are an alumni, you must return. You must come back. Listen, don't just finish and go and say you are done with them. No way. When you need any reference, they will still refer to them. And so if they refer to them and you cannot have anything to show, you're on your own. No? My business is to tell you today, prepare yourself and come and give to the community that has made you who you are. Is that okay? University education is crucial in nursing. Like I said, we have left the hospital education. Learning in nursing is crucial and uses theories and models for creativity. Once we use models, let's take the mannequin, for instance, isn't it? You can easily see. When we go to our practical room, we have things we can use in demonstrating, isn't it? Am I talking to people? Some of you are busy picking your fixed nails. Listen, we need your brain now. Once you are a teacher, you see more than they think you're seeing. So, creativity leads to what? Thinking. Because you cannot be creative if you are not thinking. So you have to be creative for you to think. And when you're busy on it well, thinking leads to knowledge. Because as you're thinking, you're putting things together. And that means you're already, gathering knowledge that people will now come to use. If you go to the internet today, people will tell you, this person has, created this or has manufactured this, and we begin to try to get what information they have put together. And once we get that, we are tapping knowledge from them. So creativity provides knowledge, and knowledge creates what? Confidence. When you know, you know. If you don't know, you begin to say, I don't know. You're going for exam, you know that you have read, you've prepared yourself, you go in confidently. The question can come from anywhere, it doesn't matter. One thing I am sure, left or right, I am there. Nothing is shaking me. And learning brings about competence, proficiency, change of attitude, and teamwork or collaboration. Listen, let me give you information. There is no way as a nurse that you will work alone. You must work with other people. If you don't work with other people, you may become a killer, a murderer. And we can murder in different ways. Let that not be your portion. Nursing education, like I said, brings about thinking. And that thinking, we have a course we call critical thinking. You must think critically. And when you are thinking critically, you are looking at the problem at hand. How are you managing this problem? What will happen to it? You begin to ask the what, the how, the when. Do you understand what I'm saying? And where? Because you are already thinking, when you have a problem, you think. And when you think, you will now be able to solve that problem. So critical thinking is essential. And that's why this old philosopher said critical thinking is an essential part of human being, and that you cannot solve problems with the same thinking we used when the problem was created. Just thinking is not enough, but thinking critically is what I'm talking about. Because all of us think, isn't it? Whether you're thinking well or thinking badly, correctly is not enough. But thinking critically is what we are looking at, so that we can change problems that we have at hand. Problems in education, problems in gender, and problems in all aspects of life. They are problems. And it is only through these problems that we can now grow and change and believe in whatever being you call your God. Martin Luther King Jr. said that the function of education is to teach one to think intensively and to think critically. Intelligence plus character. That is good and true. That is the goal of education. So I am sure you have heard of Martin Luther King. He is being celebrated, one of the Black men that is being celebrated and has a public holiday in America. So he reasoned that way. We must begin to think critically. I talked of competence. Competence, we said, brings about confidence. Competence is a set of demonstrable characteristics and skills that enable and improve the efficiency or performance of a job. If you don't have competence, of course, we can't assign you to even give injection. Because when they say it is intramuscular injection, you may go and give it intradermal. Who knows if you will not go and give it intravenously, because you don't understand. So you need that competence to know that because you have acquired knowledge and you have the skills, you can now do what you are asked to do. Remember, you have left the school. Nobody is going to follow you now to wherever you are going to work. You are going to be alone. You are going to be with other people. Are we together? What's happening? Sometimes we can easily be attracted or distracted. People are coming to celebrate you. You stop what we are doing. it's wrong because I'm standing here and looking at, if I'm teaching you and you are not looking at me, it means I'm talking to myself and I'm talking nonsense. So I'm afraid. I apologize for all this. Is my apology accepted? Can I continue? But don't give me the opportunity to tell you that you are not listening. So your job performance depends on your competence. Competency is a capability to apply or use a set of related knowledge. So for you to be competent, you need a set of related knowledge, skills, and abilities. And you can only acquire this through this education that you have acquired today. And so you can see that you need knowledge, you need skills to perform. You need experience, you need to have leadership, and you need, of course, you have to have the potentials within you to make yourself free to learn. Because sometimes if you are forcing someone to learn and the person is not yet free to learn, he or she will not accept what you're teaching. We can use this competency model. And the competency model, you can see that nobody is an island. You must work with people. So we can look at when you are employed, because the essence of training you is to go somewhere, or even in the school. When you come to school, you are not taught one course, are you? You are taught many courses, and you'll be meeting different teachers, meeting different people in different settings. So what is your job expectation, even as a student? What is your role? How do you define your success criteria? So you need to be aware that this model, like we always say, models are usually a guide to help you learn. So you begin to ask yourself, how do I want to achieve this success? Do I want to spend 10 years instead of 5 years? Do I want to be sent out even after my parents have spent so much money? Do I want to become a reference point of one who couldn't make it when others made it? That is not your portion, because you are sitting here today. You have succeeded, and we are grateful to that. But you need to apply this to the world that you are going to. You need to have this competency model in your palm hand. In nursing, we have a language, and that language is common. When I speak, a nurse will know that I'm a nurse. For instance, if we are talking of nursing process, it's a guide. Do you understand? Nursing process is nursing process. Whether you're doing it in Europe, you're doing it in America, or in Australia, it's still nursing process. But you must have the competence to be able to put those things that are required in the nursing process. For instance, if we are going to talk of assessment, if you don't have the ability to assess, then you have not learned anything. You won't go anywhere, because you make wrong diagnosis. Am I correct? You will make wrong diagnosis, and wrong diagnosis will lead us to what? Killing, wrong care, wrong management. Then we also have the integration with all people, especially in management. Nobody is an island, so you must relate with it. No, me, I don't want to be part of it. In fact, I don't like this teacher. I don't like that course. If you don't like them for the sake of you learning and having knowledge. Do you understand? So we don't begin to separate, because it is a requirement. Then the organization usually have mission and vision. You can't walk outside the vision and mission of any organization that is training you or is employing you. So you now need to understand that whatever you're doing, you are not an island. You must be with people. Proficiency. Proficiency refers to high degree of skill or expertise. You need it. You have been trained. If you were not attentive to the training, you need to go back Pay extra money and learn these things so that you will be useful to the society. Ability to adopt and adapt to the new technologies. You are all, working on your phones now, checking the pictures you have just now, getting congratulatory messages from other people. Let it not end with this. Use your phone to learn. Use your phone to network. Use your phone to do other care, because we have what they call telenursing, we have telepresence, all kinds of things now. I am sure you were taught nursing informatics. Were you taught? Are you sure it's useful to you? Or you just read to pass exams? Well, whatever the teachers have done their part, if you didn't do your own part, let it be. We have nursing informatics that will help us, adapt to the new technologies. So we cannot say they have not been taught. That's why it is necessary in the university. We have what we call digital and telepresence communication. We are using the phones. So before you know it, what is happening here, for people who are not here, are also watching and getting information. Before we know it, the newspapers are carrying everything because of what we are doing. We must learn to network. Networking is essential part of humans. We will network in our different groups, in our different fields of specialization. So we have to make sure that as we are networking, we are learning, but we should not cause problem for the group. Proficiency in nursing depends on 6 C's: care, compassion, courage, communication, commitment, and competence. Nursing proficiency has 7 standards. Thank God the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria is here. They have their standard. So if you do not meet the standard, they won't come to induct you. And what are these standards? The standard of proficiency are the threshold standard of practice set by the registration board. And that's why I call Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria, because it is there to make sure that whatever you're going to do is going to be safe and effective. The standard of proficiency provides details on the knowledge and skills that all nurses that are sitting here today must obtain. We have, she has as your teacher, and all other people, and the people who are training you have been certified to have the proficiency to teach you. That's why we are here. And that's why we have the beauty of university education that is liberal. Here are the proficiency standards. Proficiency standards in nursing are grouped under 7 platforms. And these are standard 1. Think critically. Have you heard critical thinking is coming up again? And analyze nursing education and practice. Don't just go and say because they said this. Gone are those days they say, what is this? It is this. Now you have to think and analyze. I have said that before. The second standard engages in therapeutic and professional relationships. Therapeutic and professional relationships are not boyfriend-girlfriend relationship or husband-wife relationship, but that the other person needs your help and you are there to give the help professionally without any extra demand. And so when you leave this place and think that because you are graduate nurses, you no longer want to relate with the poor, the poor will bless you. But if you make money, money will cost you. If you don't make it genuinely. Am I talking to people? The third standard said you maintain the capability for practice. Of course, if they were sending you to the clinical area and you were busy giving excuses and dodging, let me tell you a story here. I had a student who was, when it is time for practicals and she's sent to the clinical area, she would just go, I'm not well. Oh, my tummy, very intelligent. She didn't want the dirtiness, let me put it like that, the bedside care of it. And then she eventually qualified and wanted a hospital to give her internship. And unfortunately, the person she was working with and getting all the excuses. I'm talking of somebody, currently she's in Canada, and she called me and said, I didn't listen. I have to go back to do some of these things. You have the opportunity today. The person who she was working and giving all the excuses became the director of nursing in the hospital. And so when she wanted the internship, she said, no, you won't come to work. And if you're on duty, patients will not be there. They won't have anybody to take care of them. So you have a choice. I'm talking to you today. You have a choice to make. Life is a choice. You have to make it. Standard 4 says, comprehensively conduct assessment. Assessment, again, assessment is a part of research. So many of us, I don't know if you know, when I go to examine students, and you said, okay, simple admission, that's where your assessment starts. Assess this person. Because it is only from the assessment that you'll be able to give nursing diagnosis that will enable you care. So many of us, you wait, the doctor say I should do this or that. What are you saying? Because you are the one who will spend 24 hours with the patient. When I mean 24 hours, I mean we run shift, isn't it? Every hour you change shift. So if you make a wrong diagnosis, the person coming will follow through the wrong diagnosis. And at the end, instead of nursing the person to life, you nurse the person to death. May that not be your portion. Standard 5 said, develops a plan for nursing practice. Thank God for nursing diagnosis. You cannot do nursing diagnosis without having a plan, because you must have a plan that you will do your care. So the registration board is here to give you all this, but they help us. Because if we do not teach you all this standard in the classroom, you go out and tell them that you were not taught. And so they will say, okay, since you were not taught, you stay back 6 months, stay back 1 year, get the information right before we register you. But now you have been qualified. But as you are going, because I see some of you who will be retained in this university to teach in the Department of Nursing. Standard 6 provides safe, appropriate, and responsive quality nursing practice. I don't need to overflog that, because care begins with yourself. Sometimes you think that, you know, the Bible is a living testimony. You can't give what you do not have. And so many times, because you do not even care for yourself, you can't care for other people. But today I charge you, change your attitude. We'll talk about attitude later. Standard 7, evaluate outcomes to inform nursing practice. Nursing, we've just used nursing process in totality in this place. Because when you are done all, you have to evaluate what you have done. Did you do it right? If you didn't do it right, where did you go wrong? So individual proficiency growth is based on Benner and Dutcher's theories of the role transition process undertaken by new graduates. Now you will soon go out. You'll be going out. Go look for this theory. Look at it. Learning has just started in you. What you were doing was to read and pass the exam. Now you're going to start learning so that you can fit into the society. Here we say you should change your attitude. Attitude is a feeling or opinion about something or someone, or a way of behaving that is caused by set of emotions, beliefs, and behaviors towards a particular object, person, thing, or event. You are nurses. What will be your attitude? Because whether we like it or not, the image of the nurse outside is a bad image because of our attitudes. Leave me alone. Nami Kosam, I'm waiting. No, you can't. Excuse me, ma'am. Are you taking over the lecture? I have bad manners, I'm sorry. We have to change our attitude as we are sitting, just our faces are different. I'm not on duty. Leave me. I'm not going to continue this. No, it will help us. Today, we are all beautifully dressed. But what is inside of us? There's no mind to find it. There's no art, isn't it? To find a mind's construction on the face. That's what Shakespeare said. Am I correct? Yeah. So if you do not have a positive attitude, you're going to start by killing yourself and not the other person. Because if you have a positive attitude towards things, life will be easy. I'm not saying it's going to be rosy, but you can manage through many things. Attitude is composed of 3 components. Cognitive components, where you get your information or your knowledge. Affective or emotional component, your feelings towards something. And your behavioral component, your behavior. You know, sometimes our non-verbal communication skills can tell who we are. I have not spoken, isn't it? But I have made something that somebody will say, hey, what did I do? Your attitude towards your patient. Remember, we are nursing the ill and the well. So you cannot say, because the person is very sick, I can just say anything. Be careful who you are dealing with, because you may be dealing with angels. Are we together? Am I communicating? Are you sure I am communicating? Today is the last day we are keeping all of you together to hear this. So your attitude could be negative or positive. We need teamwork. There's no way, I've told you, you can't work in isolation. You can't work alone. So many of us, when we are on duty, we give all the excuses. And please tell the head of department or tell the ward charge, I won't be able to come. If you don't come, who will come? I'm a nurse in charge. The physiotherapist is not useful. And the nutritionist who is in charge of the hospital meal, I beg, madam, just do your thing there, leave me alone. Or the physician, doctor, sure you don't talk. Right, and keep there now. They won't kill me because I've been nurse. No way. It is a team affair because the patient does not belong to one person. Do you understand? Why did God create us the way we are? With hands, the head, the eyes, the nose, the legs, and everything. They all work together. I bet you, if you have pain in your toes, the whole body is sick. So do not stay away. You have to work with other people for the good and the welfare of not just the patient, but also yourself, because you may be needing this person in one way or the other. That's why they say when you're climbing up, don't throw the ladder away, because you may not be able to come down. Are we together? So this is what this is all explaining. Nursing education. What are the challenges? It has not been easy. It can't be easy. Even in developed countries, it's still not easy. Talk less of our own country, and in Nigeria in particular. If you don't have money, you're on your own. If you want to die, you don't want to go to school because your parents didn't give you money. My dear, go and sip Gary and go to school. Buy granite. See, nobody is going to x-ray what you have eaten. Just encourage yourself and say, I will make it. How others are getting there, I will get there. Because there is power in the voice, in your tongue, isn't it? Once you confess positively, you will get it. How you will get there, it will be a miracle to yourself. May that continue to be your portion. What are the challenges? Most times we lack interest in so many things, especially in nursing. We lack interest in research. I had said it before. The doctor comes and wants to look at a particular patient. He says, is it not a doctor? But let them do their thing there. It's not their thing. Because the temperature you have taken, the pulse you have taken, and the respiration, they will use that your information and build themselves. And you will be there marking time. When they come, yes, sir. Matron, leave me alone. No? Of course, you can't be a leader if you are not ready to, to research. Because when you do research, you talk with authority. When HIV came, I did my research on HIV. And not just doing the research on it, I did human research. I took blood. It was costly. I said, you nurse, what do you want to do? Remember, I did my nutrition in biochemistry. I said, I won't find out a lot of things, so just let me be. Some people say, where will this one lead you? But you know what? These same people, some of them my seniors, some of them my colleagues, now call me professor. Yes, ma. Yes, this. I want you to be a challenge to others. And you cannot challenge people when you cannot challenge yourself. Please, don't just sit here and be contented with RN or first. Let me tell you, the secret is everybody is having first degree today. Nobody is regarding it. So if you are contented with your just first degree without making a name for yourself, and don't forget that your name must not necessarily be in the annals of whatever. The little you do will bring your name out. Am I communicating? We must, whether we like it or not, nursing and healthcare today has changed. It has changed because we have a lot of technologies, and this technology has a lot of equipment. We must begin to be interested in these things so that once there is a new specialization, I expect nurses to be there. Be there and learn and care, because if they are caring for people and you're not there, you will be sidelined, and once you are not useful, we discard you, become obsolete. A particular student where we used to teach said, go to radiography, learn what they are imaging and the rest. Say, I beg, man, you demand too much. You think everybody is like you. You like walking, you like doing this. I said, okay, don't worry. She was looking for a job. And where did she get it? A diagnostic center. She had no choice than to learn how to read some of these reports in imaging. No specialization is useless. And so we must have enough technology. But if you do not make yourself available, the information will not come to you. So we have to be interested and make ourselves available. We lack equipment. There are certain things that we really need to teach our students, but they are not there. So we give them theory. By the time they go to see the real thing, they get confused. You know, whether we like it or not, it's not the same. Theory and practice are not the same. And that's why we insist that they go to the hospital side for internship. So that what we couldn't give them, they will get at the hospital or wherever they get this thing. By the time we train them again for 1 year with the internship, they come out sound, well-prepared nurses. Government's cost-saving practice of minimum staff for maximum work is a problem, because there are certain areas that we should send students to see what is happening. You go there, the people they have employed may not be qualified to teach them. And so the student will, loiter around, do one thing or the other. They come back, hey, you have the experience now. And we, wanting to finish with them and go, we will sign. Will we not? Will the university want to keep them? No. So we need equipment. Whether we want it or not, COVID has come and changed our life, changed our reasoning, changed our learning process. Today, a lot of learning is online. The courses I did in US, some of them I did in Nigeria, while I had other opportunity to go to US and have other courses. The cost would have been more if I had gone to stay there. And I was working. I did so many of them online. Online. Very few courses I did in US. And now I can easily, go in and out of US because I was able to get this. And they felt that I appreciated their learning. Today, I challenge you. Don't be contented. I told you, my slogan with my student is, your certificate is your husband, your girlfriend, your wife, your boyfriend, or whatever. That will never disappoint you. Don't forget that women are dying today because the men are killing them. I have more women here. Don't let any man put you down. Your certificate should be everything you want. I do not know how many teachers you have, but these students need to be mentored. I don't know. Mentorship does not take only the people who are teaching you. You can have a mentor in another field. Anybody you think is good that you can learn one or two things for. So you don't just say, because I'm a nurse, I cannot go to that doctor. Because I'm a nurse, I cannot go to that radiographer or whatever group you call them. Mentorship is essential because we have seen the other side of life. They have not seen. And so our ability to mentor them will change their ways of reasoning and their relationship with other people. Mentorship does not cost anything. It's a relationship of who you think you admire and want to be like. So we must begin to think of research and other things. Our challenges continue. I'm sure I will soon be done, so don't get too bored. I will be out. Online authenticness has come again. IUO. Okay. Authentic learning experiences. I'm happy that you are authentic, but your learning experiences will be put into test when you go out. We will see who you are. Because if you are the other one, maybe you come to my university. Maybe you come where I do one or two things. And if you are not there, I will remind you that your authenticity is questioned. So you have to think of it. Non-participation in policy making. Right now, only our nursing council holds this. But as students or as nurses, or wherever we find ourselves, remember, every person where you work, you are a leader. And so you should have a voice in where you are working. If you do not participate in policy making, they will make decisions for you. And you don't have a choice. You will accept those decisions. Do you understand? So don't sit back. I didn't say you should do only nursing, student nurse politics. I like politics. I love it. It empowers you. It makes you begin to question certain things. I'm not saying you should do politics and bring trouble or kill. Do you understand? I'm not talking of the Nigerian political system, but I'm talking of you knowing your right, knowing what you must do as a person, and knowing how to avoid what should not be done. So you must learn to have a voice. Please don't stop here. Get engaged in of course, if you know the university policies, you will not do anything consciously that will make you have trouble with the university. Will you? The nurse himself or herself are a problem. Nurses, you want trouble, nurses, they will run you down or they will build you up. But most times, nurses have a problem. You are working together, you have an opportunity, and your other colleague is given. You say, what did they give her? Who is she? Why? I tell you, I had four other colleagues that we were running apart, and we went for one interview. This promotion interview that I got my professorship. And my colleague said, can you imagine this one that we thought? Why are they going to promote her and leave us? Why will any nurse want to run the other person down? I don't know if you understand. We are not looking at who is senior. We are looking at what you have, isn't it? So we should stop running ourselves down. You report yourself, you do all kinds of things that are, unimaginable. I'm talking, you're busy laughing, you're not listening, you will go out tomorrow, you will see your colleague in a position of authority, you want to run the person down. By the time you run the person down, I bet you'll be run down, whether you like it or not. So we should stop being a problem or a stumbling block to ourselves. Is that okay? So take note of that. Lack of support for health and nursing education and practice. We don't have any government that will help. Abroad, you can take a loan and be trained. When you are trained, you start working and paying back gradually. But here, parents have to suffer. So many women have sold all they have to go to school. And the painful aspect of it, though it's not too common with nurses, that these people that you train, by the time they are supposed to take care of you, they begin to call you witch, they begin to call you all kinds of names. But that will not be your portion. Because wherever money has been sourced to train you, and you think that person that has trained we have quackery. Quackery has become something else now because every doctor wants to train his or her nurses. And that is a problem. They bring all kinds of people into this. Once they teach them how to give injection, they call them a nurse.
became a lecturer, then a professor. It's very, very, very obvious from your teaching. It was engaging, it was thought-provoking, it was motivational. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. Indeed, the university community and the students are blessed to have had you today. Thank you, thank you. Please, a round of applause once again. Thank you, ma'am. The university has a culture, and that is the presentation of a plaque and a souvenir to the guest speaker and the guest lecturer for that wonderful presentation in appreciation of what she has done, the knowledge she has imparted, the things she has provoked in our hearts today, and the light she has shone in our hearts. Thank you. The Vice Chancellor will handle that responsibility. Thank you, sir. May I request that the guest speaker receive her plaque? Thank you, Vice Chancellor, for that responsibility. Thank you. Well deserved. Well deserved. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. At this juncture, we will give the inductees the opportunity to sing their anthem, the nurse anthem. May you now rise up as you take your anthem. Just the inductees, please. Yes. Not everybody, just the inductees. Others, please be seated. The ICT, are we ready? Please be properly dressed with your hairdressing and all that. Thank you. Yes, the nurse. Okay, every nurse, I've been redirected. Please, every nurse here seated, should please be upstanding to sing the nurse anthem with the inductees. ICT, please, let's have that. It's on page 16 of the program. Page 16 of the program. ICT, are we ready? Page 16. We are waiting. Sorry for the delay. It's indeed a special moment.
We are called to serve humanity, endowed with the art and science of caring. We are built on integrity and discipline that transcends through every generation. Immaculate, and amicable. We are the source of hope to anyone, and the foundation for building a healthy world. Together we shall stand. Mercies are great, mercies are caring, and the epitome of humility and service. We especially ordained for this vocation. Yes, I'm proud to be an us. From near and far we have gathered with one goal, to uphold the good name of our profession, and for neatness and splendor, you for understanding, R for responsiveness, S for selfless service, I innovative and initiative, and for honorability, G for gentleness and love. Mercies are great, mercies are caring, and the epitome of humility in service. We especially ordained for this vocation. Yes, I'm proud to be an us.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you. That
of the registrar, Dr. Alhaji Farouk, I present 72 inductees. So please, can you stand? Okay.
Good afternoon. Please, can you be seated first? The Vice Chancellor, presented by DVC, the Registrar of this institution, the Bursar, the Provost, the Dean, the Head of Department of Nursing, the Librarian, the Guest Lecturer, the Nurse Elder, the staff of this very institution, the parents and guardians, and the inductees. Good afternoon once again. First of all, I want to appreciate the Almighty God for bringing us today to this very venue for the induction ceremony. I also want to appreciate the organizer of this occasion. I believe they have labored so much to ensure hitch-free of this occasion. My name is Aliu Adamu. the HOD registration, Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria. I am representing the registrar, Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria. I have two functions to perform in this occasion: to administer the oath to the inductees, and also to deliver the registrar's speech. First of all, we start with the oath. The inductees, can you be on your feet? I believe you have the oath form with you. You will repeat after me and also listen very well. The first part of the form, you can see where they say I. If I say I, by the time we start, you mention your name and then your institution. The Vice Chancellor, sir, with the power conferred on me, I wish to administer the nursing oath to the inductee. Are you ready? Yes. Are you ready to take the oath? All right. Wait. When you say I, mention your name and then your institution, and then repeat after me. Are you getting me? All right, can we start again? You say mention I. Your name. All right. Solemnly pledge to provide competence and quality care for the sick and well individuals, regardless of race, religion, and status, in diverse settings, in full knowledge of the obligations I am understanding. I will endeavor to alleviate suffering, promote health, prevent illness, and refrain from any action that is deleterious and mischievous on my engagement, that my endanger life. I will respect at all times the dignity of the patient under my care, holding in confidence all personal information entrusted to me. I will maintain my professional knowledge and skill at the highest level and collaborate with all members of the healthcare team. I will abide by the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria standard of practice for nurses and midwives. I will be responsible and accountable at all times for my nursing action and decisions. I will do my utmost to abide by the code of ethics of nursing, according to Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria. And I will uphold the integrity of the professional nurses. I make these promises freely upon my honor. So help me God. Amen. So please remain standing You are going to take a 3 bow, one for the institution, and then one for your lecturer, and then one for your parents. At each bow, you now say thank you. So can we start with the institution? You can take a bow. Remove your cap and bow and say thank you. For your institution, where can you do that? To your lecturer, to your parent. Congratulations. You can sit down. I want to use this opportunity to congratulate you. You are now a registered nurse. Or rather say you are registered nurses. So you are now you are baby nurses now. Am I right? All right, congratulations. All right, my second responsibility now is to deliver the registrar speech. On behalf of this is how the speech goes. On behalf of the board, management and staff of the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria, I welcome and congratulate you for your successful completion of the Bachelor of Nursing Science program at the Department of Nursing, Ibinidion University, Okada, Edo State. I also wish to congratulate your lecturer, parents, and guardians for their commitment, support, and contribution academically, morally, and financially towards victorious accomplishment of your training in this institution. Great nurses. The main reason for this occasion is to formally receive you into the nursing profession by performing the induction ceremony. Today, you will be formally inducted into our noble profession of nursing by no other person but my humble self. My presence here signifies the importance of induction ceremony for the council, yourself, and nursing profession in general. You have decided to become a member of the noble profession and will henceforth be addressed as nurse. Register nurse RN after your name. This marks the beginning of your professional career as a nurse, and a lot is being expected from you, from every one of you, as polyvalent graduate nurses. Bachelor of Nursing Science degree program, as we are aware, is a high standard educational program designed to produce nurses who are equipped with the requisite knowledge, clinical skills, and professional intelligence to render efficient and healthcare to the populace. The BSc degree program is both academic and professional in nature, designed to improve the quality of nursing services in Nigeria by empowering nurses to make sound nursing diagnosis, design appropriate nursing care plan, implement and evaluate nursing care holistically and comprehensively. As graduate nurses, you must be able to perform nursing skills in a variety of health care setting, therapeutically assisting individuals, families, and communities with diverse backgrounds, religious culture, belief, social status, resolve health problems. In addition, in doing this, you need to understand the psychological and physical of every individual involved in alleviating and suffering, promote, maintain, and restoration of health, be able to function independently and collaboratively with other healthcare professionals. And of course, your practice in every health setting. You should be able to develop, initiate strategies for health promotion, implement and evaluate such strategies with necessary outcome. However, the truth remains that you will not be able to perform all these roles immediately when you start practicing as a nurse. Therefore, I encourage you to be willing to learn from your colleagues already working in the clinical areas, accept correction, improve, and make adjustment positively where necessary. Avoid unnecessary mistake. As you go for your internship, please do your utmost best to put into practice all you have learned well in training so that you can grow as seasoned professional nurses that the society can be proud of you. May I also use this opportunity to encourage you to exploit available opportunity to acquire higher degree in nursing, as there are a lot of opportunity for nurses with such qualification in various departments of nursing and nursing institutions abroad. I wish to admonish you to adhere to the ethics of the profession in your practice at all times. Display humility and honesty. Once, I want to use this opportunity to congratulate you, great nurses. Please, after this induction, this is just an announcement. You have the following item to collect: induction certificate, in-term license, nurses badge, logbook, and the checklist. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you. That was a very critical and very solemn moment, which was the administration of the oaths to the inductees by none other than the registrar of the National Council, Haji Farouk Omar Abubakar, who was ably represented by Mr. Adamu Aliu. And you will agree with me that he did that job perfectly. Please a round of applause for him once again. Thank you, sir, for that responsibility. Once again, as is the custom of the university, a plaque and a souvenir will be presented to the registrar for that wonderful responsibility that he has just performed. And of course, the Vice Chancellor will handle that responsibility. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. At this juncture, it's my pleasure to invite the nurse elder for the advice, and that is Dr. Mrs. Christiana Jegede. Please come to the podium to offer your very important advice to the inductees. Thank you very much, ma'am.
I want to, because time is fast spent, and I know that they are very anxious to go and celebrate. And the parents have been staying and wanting to go and celebrate with their children. So I want to respectfully stand on the already established protocol. When I say noble nurses, you say the hands that care. Noble nurses. Noble nurses. Noble nurses. Today, I am very grateful to the university for inviting me as a nurse elder to talk to my children. I want to tell you that my steps have changed. When I came in, a different step. Now that I have delivered 72 children, I'm a very happy mother today. I think having practiced nursing for over 45 years, nursing is in my DNA. So I have authority to advise you. I want to first of all congratulate you, because I know it is not easy. That you have made it. That means God has ordained that to be. I want to also congratulate the university for all that you have been doing. And the great parents, can you clap for yourself? I know they have made sacrifices. They have labored. They have invested on you. You cannot afford to disappoint them. You cannot afford to disappoint the university. And above all, you cannot afford to disappoint the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria. You cannot afford to disappoint yourself and God that has created you. Nursing is a noble profession. I'm a testimony. And I'm proud to be a nurse. But I have a few questions to ask you. That what you are going to be depends on God and yourself. My question is, do you have goals for yourself? She said it. What are your goals, personal goals in life? What is your dream, your vision, your mission? Are you ready to take risk? How many sacrifices are you ready to make? You cannot succeed if you don't have a vision, if you don't have a mission, and if you don't have a goal. If you are not ready to take risk or make sacrifices, just as she said, she has demonstrated it, you will remain where you are while the train or the boat will be moving. Please be inside the boat. In this nursing profession, be inside the boat. And once you have decided that you will take risk, you will make sacrifices, you will go beyond the sky. I am so glad today that what you are reaping now, people fought for it. I know how we struggled for nurses to go for internship. You are just having it now, you think it's easy. It has been a battle. But the good news today is that nurses and nursing that was rejected has become the cornerstone. Nursing, she has told you, stand on a tripod. Nursing education, nursing practice, and nursing research. When you are thinking of area of specialization, please bear this in mind. I started as a clinician. I ended up in the education. And I'm very proud. And I tell people I'm a nurse because I wanted to be a nurse. Not that I'm not intelligent. Don't allow anybody to play you down. Always carry yourself. You know, when I was a principal of a school, they said, Dr. Lady Jagede, you always teach your students. There is a way you teach them to recognize who they are. I'm telling you today, recognize who you are. Nobody will take you up except you take yourself up. I'm a labor woman. I've done labor all my life. As a nurse, I led the workers of this state, Edo State, as the chairman of the Joint Negotiation Council. Being a nurse did not militate against me. I was in the NSC, everywhere. And when I talk, people listen. Are you not listening to me now? So be proud of who you are. But they have told you, they taught you ethics. The Nursing Council ethics, I hope you were taught. The ICN ethics, I hope you were taught. When I was in the service, I set a goal for myself that before I retire, I will attend ICN conference, ICM conference. I said for them, and I went. I went to Glasgow for ICN conference. And when I got there, my ego as a nurse was resharpened. You know, I saw nurses all over the world. When I came back, I was a giant before I went. But when I came back, I became a very big giant. Because here, we have been fighting. And I saw there, nurses are recognized. So I said, no, they must recognize us. We started fighting for recognition. We must be recognized. And today we have achieved it. Can you clap for yourself? And I went to Durban for ICM, International Confederation of Nurses Conference. And I met there in the conference, we presented a scenario in Nigeria of how every minute a woman is dying. But I saw a midwife who has practiced midwifery for 30 years. She has not seen a single maternal death. I came back weeping. And I have something in my office. No woman must die as a result of pregnancy or pregnancy-related complication. I carry it in my heart. So when I'm in the ward, I say no difference. You can make a difference. You can make a difference. The people you are going to care for, they are your sisters. They are your brothers. Love them. And you know the good thing in this side of the world, our people are very appreciative. When you nurse them well, you know your work. They have taught you. You are a graduate nurse. You cannot, a lot is expected from you. Don't disappoint us. And don't allow anybody put your ego down. Tell them you know. When I was leading the nurses of this state, we were very tall. We speak, the governor will answer. We speak, anybody in authority will answer. So because nursing have prepared us, just as you have been prepared now, there's a lot of intimidation outside there. Resist them. I say what? Resist them. When I remember when I came back from my tutor's course, they brought cards. They said they were short, they didn't have manpower. Nursing should be sorting card. I said that is not our work. I said that is not our work. Carry this card to wherever you brought them from. We stood our ground and we succeeded. They said nurses cannot work together. I don't believe that. We can work together. Because to break a stick or broom is easy. To break a bunch is not easy. That's why that our together we will stand. Nurses are great. Nurses are noble. Tell yourself that. And when you go out, you will capture. And because you are doing a job where people are in pain, where they are suffering, the Spirit of God is with you. And when the Spirit of God is with you, you can never fail. I say you will not fail. Some years later, you are going to come back, just as I'm standing now. After practicing nursing for 45 years, I am very proud. I am proud to be a nurse. And I also tell you, go and be proud to be that which the council has commissioned you to do. For my young children, there is no other profession noble, only nursing. I invite you to join us. Do you know what? People with degree are not coming to do nothing. Everybody, they have thrown away the degree. And I want you to develop your social quotient very well so that you can network. She has told you, we are not training you for this Nigerian market, so they don't even know. Go anywhere. Amen. Some few years ago, I was in England. I was in a shopping mall. One of my students ran. Mommy, you are here? I said, yes. She came. He said, Ma, when you were teaching us, we thought you were wicked. But now we know, because we are excelling. When you say be punctual, we say, oh, you know what? He said, I didn't know you are here. She just opened her back, gave me 500 pounds. He said, Mommy, use it to shop. I'm going to tell her. He said, we are very many, just as Professor Onigbe said, our students are all over, they are all over the place. I'm telling you that I didn't buy anything. They package everything and started sending everything. So tomorrow, they have told you, don't forget your parents. Please don't forget your parents. You need their blessing to excel. They are not witches. If they were witches, you will not survive. Please love them, especially in their old age. Take care of them, and God will bless you. And God will bless you. And God will bless you. I have come to show my testimony to you, to tell you my testimony as a nurse, that you don't have any regret being in this profession. Today, you have always been a bundle of joy to your parents, but from today, you are going to be more of joy to them. I pray that as you go for your internship, you maintain all the precautions so that you don't get infected. You will come back safe. You will not die on the road in accident. The glory of God will always go with you. But be prayerful and hold on to God. When you hold on to God, you can never fail. You can never fall. Even if there are obstacles on the way, Holy Spirit will take it off you. I love you. I love you. Once again, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Please be seated. Thank you. As a matter of fact, it takes a person of experience and influence to offer that kind of advice. We are very, very grateful for what you have done this afternoon. Dr. Mrs. Christiana Ijegede. Please a round of applause once again for her. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. At this juncture, in just 5 minutes, we will listen to the valedictory message by Peace Wokocha, the best graduating student.
Good afternoon, all. Please permit me to stand on the already existing protocol. I am Wakucha Peace Homa. First, I want to take this moment to thank God Almighty for all the events leading up to this exciting and memorable day. With this excitement, allow me to express how humbled and honored I am to stand in front of you to give you this one-of-a-kind valedictorian speech. So all of us inducting today, the day has finally come. The long-awaited hour. To be honest, we all knew this hour would come one day, but the question was when. We have indeed traveled a journey of sacrifice, endless fears of failure. We studied countless hours, getting zero sleep, highest expectations, being exhausted beyond belief. Although the challenges we had faced here have led us to self-diagnose ourselves with strength overload related to sleep deprivation, evidence by being outstanding nurses. So where you go, our nursing diagnosis. While a big aspect of nursing is improving the health of our patients, it's much more than that. We are choosing to pursue an emotionally fulfilling career that allows us to heal the world and make it a better place. We are being given a chance to make real changes to people's lives as well as save their lives when we can, and if not possible, give conservative care to they pass on to the afterlife, as that is what nursing in its totality entails. In the words of Maya Angelou, people may forget what you said, people may forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel. So therefore, class of 2022, be that nurse with a difference. I'm really glad to say that the standard in our great university is absolutely high. Surviving the standards here equally means we are fit to compete in the real world. The university has transformed so many lives, including mine. We all came in as novices, but today we live as certificate nurses. Not only did we gain knowledge and acquire the skill to become a nurse, I dare to say we were trained to also become world-class leaders and topping the hem of affairs in our chosen profession. One cannot go to Ignatius University, an institution of distinction, and fail to be associated with its values of quality, relevance, impact, and access. This induction ceremony indeed reflects the success, achievements, and resilience that we have shown throughout our stay at Igbenedion University. We are grateful that we chose this university and we were offered a chance that many only continue to dream of. This university has prepared us not only to face the future, but also giving us the instruments to shape our future and the future of our people. To all the inductees, I congratulate you all. We made it. I call us the class of grace. We came, we saw, we conquered. No one missing, no one broken. Class of 2022, please, may we rise to our feet. Please, with utmost humility, can we doff our hearts to our parents who made this journey possible? Another please to our esteemed lecturers. And the last one, the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria. Please be seated. I would like to end my speech with an abundance of gratitude. Thank you. Thank you to Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria for making us proud nurses. Thank you to my incredible classmates. Thank you to our well-esteemed HOD and lecturers. Thank you to our friends and families who have supported us. Thank you to the non-teaching staff immensely. To God be the glory. God bless you all.
The best graduating students, class 2022, please, Mokocha, thank you very much. Thank you. She was reflecting their excitement and of course the excitement of that class. Can we put our hands together for her once again? Thank you very much. Just to remind you that there is still the university convocation that we hold on the 12th of November. The Vice Chancellor has told me to inform you that you must all be there. Thank you very much. On the 12th of November, university convocation. Thank you very much. At this juncture, as we gradually come to the end of this program, it's my pleasure to invite for the vote of thanks the registrar of the university, Friday Benjamin Bakare. Thank you, sir.
Today indeed has been a beautiful day, a great day. Personally speaking, I feel like being a nurse. I hope it is not too late. A very warm and cherished afternoon to our very distinguished Vice Chancellor, Professor Lawrence Ikejikwe-Zamoye, PhD first, ably represented by our amiable Deputy Vice Chancellor, Professor Ralph Adege. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to propose this vote of thanks and to acknowledge the contributions of those who worked tirelessly to see to the success of this event. First, I would like to give our thanks to Almighty God for making this day a reality and for the successes that we have achieved from the beginning to this moment. Next, and very importantly, we would like to acknowledge our founder, proprietor, and Honorable Chancellor, Sir Chief Dr. Gabriel Osauri Igbenedion, CFR, for providing this platform which made it possible for you to be trained as professional nurses. I think it deserves another round of applause. Our great thanks goes to the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria, the team from that council, ably led by Mr. Adamu Aliu, who is representing the registrar. We appreciate you indeed, and thank you so much for coming. On behalf of the entire university community, may I extend our profound thanks to our very distinguished guest speaker for today, Professor Mary Achi Mbekhem. Your lecture was not only electrifying, it was motivational and captivating. Am I right? So let's clap for her, please. And to the nursing elder, we thank you, ma'am, for that pep talk, that prayer, and that preachment. I'm sure it was well received. And if you are happy, please give a round of applause. Our immense gratitude also goes, very importantly, to our able Vice Chancellor, who is unavoidably absent, but is ably represented by the Vice Chancellor, for directing and providing the resources and the wherewithal to ensure the success of this induction and oath-taking ceremony. Thank you very much, sir. We say kudos to the principal officers, the provost deans, directors, and heads of departments, the staff, and students for making it here. And for our esteemed inductees, we say congratulations once more with our very best wishes for your future. To our invited guests and our proud parents, we appreciate you, we congratulate you. And to members of the press, the technical team, and all those indeed who work behind the scene to ensure the success of this event, we say a big thank you. As we draw the curtain, we wish you the very best in your future endeavors. And may we wish our university, as the saying goes, God bless Ibenidem University and God bless Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That was the vote of thanks by the Secretary and Registrar of the University, Benji Bakare Esquire. Thank you very much. As we come to the end, let me just give us these few announcements. There will be group photographs at the lobby immediately after this program. The guest speaker, the registrar of the Council, the high table, and the principal officers will march out to take that photograph. And then, of course, as we leave, those on the high table will leave the auditorium first before every other person. Thank you very much. May I request that we be upstanding for the closing ceremonies. To say the prayer for the closing ceremony, may I invite the Dean of the Natural and Applied Sciences, Professor Lonji Anyanwu, to take the closing prayer. Please, after the prayer, you remain standing for the university's anthem and the national anthem. Professor Lonji, please.
Almighty Father, our God and our Lord, you made it possible today for us to see this happy event. It pleased you to put great joy in our hearts. You have blessed this nursing class of 2022 in a very vivid way, and they will remain appreciative We thank you for making it possible for us to witness this event. We seek that your Spirit lead us to our destinations very safely, that everyone will get to where he wants to go, to the praise of your name. In Jesus' name we pray.
The universities and the national anthems. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heaven and mind, one nation bound with freedom, peace and unity. Thank you. Please remain at your position as the university's management team leaves the auditorium. Thank you very much for coming.